Hi, my name's Jared. I'm with smb-bookkeeping, and I wanted to make a video today about parent-child credit card reconciliations. One of the top 10 questions I typically review on calls or have reviewed in the past, and it can be done pretty simply. So I've Googled the QuickBooks Online Test Drive account. When I click on that link, that's going to take me to the web page. Will have some information. I'm going to select on this QuickBooks Online account down here. That's just the standard QuickBooks account, and it's going to load the QuickBooks Online test drive account here. So I've gone through and I've made a couple of helpful Google Docs here. So this is effectively the parent-child credit card reconciliation process. So we'll have the parent account, and that account will not be connected. It will not be synced electronically to the credit card financial institution. The child accounts, typically your partner accounts, your LLC member accounts, shareholder credit cards, those will be connected. So we'll see those are connected, and they're automatically syncing transactions to the QuickBooks Online software. And the first step is going to be to visit the chart of accounts and set up the parent-child credit card accounts, which I've completed that just before the video here. So I added a parent account, and to each parent account I added a sub account. And in theory, these three accounts would be connected in the transactions tab and syncing transactions. And the primary or the parent account would not be syncing transactions. Those transactions would be entered each period. Okay, so I've gone through and I've added the accounts in the chart of accounts. It's really simple, a really easy step. So you just select new account, you add the account number, the name, and you don't click make a sub account. You click save for the parent account. Then you create another account, next account, name, and for this one you do select sub account, and then you'll select the first account that was created for each of the sub accounts. So that's a pretty quick process. That's what I've done here. I've gone through and added those. And then I've gone into each register and I've added the transactions. So here are the transactions from our credit card statement. And for each account, so we have the parent account here. We have account number 1233, 1232, 1231. Those are the partner or the LLC member shareholder credit cards. Very common to have those with the credit card statement these days. And so once the transactions are entered, it's going to look like this. Now we will see the transactions in each of the child registers. And last year, what we would do is we would, after recording the transactions, we would go to reconcile the account. We would transfer a balance from the child to the parent account. This year, they've made some updates, and those transactions are automatically showing in the parent check register. And I've actually reviewed the the updated instructions for QuickBooks Online. Here we are. We're setting up the parent account, and we have the we're setting up the child accounts there. And here we see we're going to connect the accounts. Before connecting online banking, you need to know how your bank sends the downloaded transactions. If the transactions download to one account, connect only the parent account. If the transactions download to individual accounts, connect the sub accounts and not the parent. In most cases, 90-95% of the time, it's going to be connected just like this. You're going to have the parent account, and then you're going to have those sub accounts. It does have some notes here. You can't connect both parent and sub accounts, and And then it does show down here when it's time to reconcile. You only need to reconcile the parent account because all transactions in the sub account roll up into it. So last year there was a transfer, it was a balance transfer, and depending on the way the credit card company is syncing transactions, most likely it's going to not require a balance transfer. But if there is a balance transfer, it's very simple. Here in Plus New transfer form, we would transfer, we would put the parent account here and the sub account on the second line. It would make that transfer, but that's not going to be necessary. Once QuickBooks Online loads again, I'm going to select that parent check register, and we'll see those transactions there included. And I'm just going to refresh here. Transactions and chart of accounts. So I did want to show how the each individual transaction was recorded. So for example, the 1233 account, if I go to view register, I entered the transactions here. I selected Plus New, and then I selected the expense form. This loads up what QuickBooks calls a blank form, and I just added my account number, the date, the amount, and the category, and selected save and close. That added each of these transactions. I added those two transactions to agree to the statement, and that's how the transactions would sync over. That's the 233 account. So that's how the transactions, we would see those sync over automatically. And then we can review that next account, the 1232 account. We'll see those transactions where I entered those as well, to represent how they would sync if the account was a credit card account from a financial institution and connected to the QuickBooks Online software. And so that would be the 232 account. 232, those are those transactions. Yep. And again, I just selected Plus New. I selected expense to add each of those transactions. I added the credit card account, the date, the category, and the amount. Save and close. And that's how all of the transactions were. That's how all of the transactions were added. So now as we go to the chart of accounts, we'll see each of those transactions have automatically rolled up into the parent account. So again, we'll view that last account, the 3-1 account, and we'll compare it to the statement. Yep, we'll see that one transaction, and then that will allow the next step of the credit card reconciliation. So we've recorded the transactions. We're going to go reconcile the child accounts. That would allow us to complete that transfer to the parent account. Here, the transactions are in the parent account. They've rolled up into it automatically, so we are not going to complete the transaction this time. And instead, we're going to reconcile that parent account. So we're going to go transactions, reconcile. There's the statement. And the ending balance was 1,000. And that's the end of last month. Start reconciling. We'll see all the transactions were there. They've rolled up from the sub accounts as they were recorded. And we're going to check all. And that's going to reconcile. So that would be zero difference. So that is the steps to complete the parent-child reconciliation. The only difference that I could see would be if there were if the transactions didn't roll up into the parent account, there could be that additional step of completing a transfer. I did want to say that this short 5 to 10 minute video, or maybe it was even a little bit shorter than that. I've certainly had many conversations, business owners, bookkeepers, accountants, staff accountants, and 4, 6, 8, many hours of work trying to reconcile these accounts. When the credit card statements have, for example, many transactions, it can take a bit of time. But the simple process here, if it's just if that simple process is the process that's used, it can be a very, very simple and quick and not complicated process. So now that everything is reconciled and squared away and everything agrees, definitely a good step, a good feeling to have the accounts are all reconciled and done accurately and professionally. I did want to mention that QuickBooks Online does offer a very helpful service here. Contact an expert for, I believe it's about $49.99 a month to help with some of these more detailed steps. I do offer very similar, the same assistance through smb-bookkeeping for $4.99 a month. It's very helpful, and everything's included. That's in addition to offering the first month of bookkeeping service for free, the first month of those free services, setting up the bookkeeping and getting everything completed and set up for no cost. And thank you very much, and have a nice day.